Yes, sir. We are live again. Welcome back. We're gonna go over my story, raw as fish. I don't know why I said that. I guess people in China eat fish raw. Anyways, we are going over my story and what you can learn from it. I've been at the bottom of the barrel a couple of times while being a business, because I think that happens to any business owner that is all in. I haven't had a 9 to 5 since probably before COVID. I do some work for my father at the restaurant, but that's because I love him and I help them. But other than that, I haven't had a 9 to 5 for the last half a decade. So I've always been supplying for my own coaching business or businesses, but it didn't always go as smooth. So I'm going to go over how my story may impact your life as well. So as you can see on this beautiful slide that I created with Claude, shout out to Claude. Obviously, when you use AI, make sure you always go through it yourself and make it your own, right? Don't just become like this crazy. You're not Claude. You're a personal brand, or you're entrepreneur, or whatever you are watching this. So in 2018, I found self-development after being absolutely lost. I'll show you a couple of photos in a second, but I'll tell you, like, I just thought, going through university was gonna make me rich. I thought, you get a house, you get married, and then that's it. That's life, right? I didn't have any purpose. I didn't have any faith. I didn't have any self-development yet, right? I was just basically a dude drinking, smoking, doing all the things that a Dutch guy does living in Amsterdam. Then in 2020, I started my coaching business. 2026, I built to 32K a month twice after betrayal, heart failure, and traveling the globe by myself. Eventually, I had myself a beautiful Colombian girl joining me. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But I started this in 2018. So 2018, found self-development. 2020, started my business. So there's like 2 years of just doing self-development, just reading a lot, making sure that I do my meditations, the gym, started to take the gym seriously, and just kind of improving my social skills too. Because it says here, I'm done with being perfect. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm a very, very rough version. I'm the best version that I've been, but back in the day, I was not. For example, in 2018, the reason why I got into self-development was because plainly I wasn't good with the ladies. I was very insecure. So I was like, how do I improve? And I found myself self-development. And I was like, whoa, this helps. I'll feel more confident now. Hey, I speak louder now. Hey, I can talk to ladies now. And this was all because of self-development. Because I was like, oh, wait, you can improve your social skills. Oh, wait, you can increase your confidence. Oh, wait, I can read this book, How to Speak with Women, How They Like You. What the hell? Why did nobody tell me this? Right? And it's also the same year that I realized school sucks. It's not going to make you rich. It doesn't really teach you a lot unless you want to become like a pilot or a lawyer. So I'm going to go over these years and give me my best lessons. But as I said, in 2018, I was broke. I was pretty lonely, even though I had a lot of friends. If you know, like you have a lot of friends, but you're still kind of lonely. And then I was just super bad with women, just immense amounts of anxiety, nervousness, and wasn't cool because, as a man, you want to be good with the ladies, and I wasn't. So I was like, what the hell? So I was like, okay, I need to fix something because I've been single for all my life. It seems like no girl really wants to have intentions with me. What's going on here, right? So I thought, okay, let's go in self-development, read books, go ahead and just get better at life, right? Improve my value. And for the guys out there, that's the best way to get married. Just improve your value, just become a better man. So that's what I did. So 2018, I started to read a ton of books. I probably read a book a week, not just normal reading. I sped read that shit. So I learned how to do speed reading. So I was going through all these books, right? You name it, I've read it. Atomic Habits, Rules of Life. What's the other ones from Kill Carnegie? All these classics. I've read them from the inside out. I even made mind maps of them so I can retain them in my mind. I was real serious about this self-development stuff, and it was awesome. It's one of the best things that you could do. But it wasn't until I started my coaching business in 2020 that I really started to develop myself. Because just self-development for self-development is kind of lame. Just like, okay, you're developing yourself for what? For the ladies? For what, right? Now I was like, okay, I'm going to develop myself for my business, to get more money. And started the business, 2 clients within the first year. I was very happy with those. Because I was like, okay, some people are paying me money and I've never met them in real life. Okay, this works. Okay, let's continue. And it was just awesome. I was talking in live 4 or 5 as well about this. You can go into that. But I was all in because I invested my last euros into this program. So I did everything that the coach said, and it really revamped my mindset. I learned how to think like an entrepreneur instead of think like somebody that has worked in 9 to 5 or was in school all this time. Basically, unlearning a lot of things too. I'll tell you that for free. It's a lot of unlearning that you need to do to become a business owner. A lot of unlearning about the things that you are taught in school, by family, by friends, unless you've got like an amazing entrepreneurial family or friends. But yeah, I also learned how to be seen because as a coach, you put yourself online and it's just like people are going to judge you and it's very scary. But I did it anyways. And then in 2022, I was doing coaching for a couple of years. Was going all right. Like, like it was all right. Like, it wasn't like the bank. I wasn't, laughing myself to the bank. But I had a couple of closes here and there, maybe one a month, sold at 1.52K. I mean, got a bit of cash flow, but I wasn't doing good. So I had the great idea to book a one-way ticket to Colombia. I mean, I was like, why not? I see some people, they're coaching from Colombia and Medellin, and it's like, cool, this is awesome. I went to my parents, I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Colombia. They're like, what? Colombia? Why? Yeah. Like, it seems like a cool place. I was like, oh, my dad was like, what? Like, he was literally watching the series Narcos that's made in Medellin. It's just like, why are you going there? People are dying out there. And I was like, no, this is 20 years ago. Like, Colombia is pretty safe right now. I mean, it is, but it's not like Europe, right? You cannot go outside with your phone on your ear and be like calling with the new iPhone 17 Pro. They're going to rob it. But luckily, that never happened to me because I got a bit of streetwise in me as well from, all the things that happened before 2018 when I found self-development. Basically hanging on the streets all day with my friends. Anyways, bought this one-way ticket to Colombia, basically to go all in on my business, on my coaching, because I just wanted to visit a new Spanish-speaking country. And Barcelona, it wasn't really it. I mean, Spain, I've already been to Spain a couple of times with holidays. It just wasn't it. I just wanted something new, something exciting. So parents helped me with the one-way ticket, paying, I think it was like 800 euros to go there. I got like 700 in cash. And there I was. Airbnb paid for the month. Laptop with me. I literally had one bag. I had one bag, like, those sports bags, and literally my laptop, and that was it. And I had a dream. That's the thing I had. So there I was, being in Colombia, knowing that I know how to make money online, just that I really need to amp it up. And I did, because I stayed there for 18 months. 18 months I was in Colombia. First couple of months were a bit tough, but I still kind of just closed a couple of guys here and there, so I could pay my rent, could pay for my food, could pay for my stay, could pay for everything. But then in 2023, I just blew up. I just hit 30,000 months, like literally cash on my account, boom, like that. So I basically was living as a king in Colombia, living the freedom lifestyle I dreamt of when I started in 2020. And it was also proof for me, like, this works if you go all in. If you find a system, if you find somebody that can help you, and you just go all in with it. So, I mean, it was awesome. Like, if you make 30K a month in Colombia, you're basically a millionaire, because a dollar is like 4,000 pesos. So they've got a different currency as well. So you're making 30K, and you're also now putting that in a different currency. I mean, I was basically Pablo 2.0 at that point, without the coke, of course. So it was awesome. It was really cool. Lived there. A couple of months later, luckily I found myself a beautiful, righteous woman who could kind of keep me, straight. Because, a lot of money in Colombia and then just living the lifestyle, I mean, it can get pretty dangerous, if you know what I mean. So luckily, she kind of kept me sane, and beautiful lady, just able to kind of help me in my journey. And that just went on for a couple of years. We had an amazing apartment. It was like on the 25th floor. I just had a view over all Colombia while doing this coaching. I mean, it was awesome. It was literally the life that I dreamt of. But then 2024, went in the sauna, went up to my 25th floor, had a big collapse in the elevator, actually a little bit outside of the elevator. I was walking with some people. I thought this was my floor, but we were like the 12th floor. We had to go to the 25th. And my wife, she was like, my girlfriend at the time, she was like, what's going on here? Like, why did you, and boom, I fell on the floor. And I was like, oh, and I woke up and I was like, I'm good. She's like, no, you're not good. We need to go to the hospital. Went to the hospital, found out that I have WPW, had to get my heart operated. It costed about 10, 20K in Colombia. I was like, I'm not going to pay that. Let's go to Holland. I've got my insurance. We can fix it there. Went to Holland, got it fixed. Got betrayed in that same year. Two of my business partners held money from me, bank account for me. So basically lost it all. It was very hard, very difficult, especially mentally. But I kept going. Obviously, my beautiful now wife, she stayed with me, and here we are, rebuilding now with new values, new lessons. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, as they say. It sounds very cringy, very cliche, but that's exactly what it is. It literally helps you to grow as a man, see what kind of values are important to you, right? And all in all, just know that anything can happen, and I'll figure it out. Of course, might be hard, right? But I've built up to 30K a month twice now. Once in Colombia, once now here in Spain. So I just trust so much on the skill set that I've got, right? Marketing, coaching, high ticket closing, personal branding, appointment setting, all these things that can help me anywhere in the world make 30K a month. I mean, it's really just a success story, you can say. And I'm not saying this to brag or anything. I'm just saying that anybody could do this. You just need to learn the right skills, right systems. Maybe find yourself a beautiful, righteous wife too. Will there certainly help. But that's essentially about my story. 8 years in the making, at least self-development. Before that, it was basically just like playing the game on easy mode, just no challenge, just drinking with my friends, smoking, just going out, and that was it. But in 2018, it shifted. I was like, I'm done. I need to step up, and that's exactly what I did. So in 2018, got myself into self-development. 2 years later, after reading all the books in this world, I got into the coaching business, booked myself an all-in ticket, not a one-way ticket. It was an all-in ticket, because I knew that if I go to Colombia and it doesn't work out, I need to get back. And I don't know about you, but I don't like asking my parents for a one-way ticket back. But that's not what happened. But that was kind of the worst thing that could happen anyway. So then hit 30K a month after finally being all in, because it's not easy to go all in. Actually, it is easy if you know how. Matter of fact, if you're watching this and you want to go all in, I've got an audio program that is from one of my coaches. I'll give it away to you for free. Just DM me on Instagram with the word all in, and I'll send it to you for free. It's an amazing audio program that will kind of rewire your brain to go all in and maybe even make these amounts of money yourself. Then at the hardest year of my life, 2024, luckily I had my wife with me. She was able to support me in this journey, keep me straight, not make too big of because when these things happen, you're gonna go back to some of your old distractions, right? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna lie if I say I didn't get back to smoking, because it was just I just lost it all. You feel very bad, and then you get back to like coping. But luckily, got out of it. Now we're rebuilding, better than ever, stronger than ever, more money than ever, and just finally just back on this, value, just giving value to others. In the beginning, I would also lie with you if I told you that I wasn't coaching for the money. Like I was coaching for the money. Like I wasn't coaching because I liked it or I had purpose. I was coaching for the money. I wanted to see money on my account. So this was also the vibe that I gave. And maybe it was just God testing me like, hey, you're not doing it for the right reasons. Let's go back to zero. And then boom, now I'm back with more values, more willingness to give, and just all in all, being able to show up as a better person. So I hope this inspired even just one person today to go all in on their dreams, to go all in on their coaching business specifically. And if you want my help, just DM me on Instagram, no problem. And then that's basically it for me today. Hope you have an amazing day ahead. Maybe do some reflecting on how you can make this year the best year of your life, whichever year you're watching it in. Peace out as always. See you on the next one. I'll be frequently live here, so subscribe if you want to join along.